5 years ago, this fall, a 16-year-old girl released her debut country music album and dreamed of making it big. Well, today, that girl at 21 is as big as it gets. She has sold more albums over those 5 years than any other artist in any genre. Taylor Swift's has been a meteoric rise. She seems to know, even at her young age, just the right notes to hit in her songwriting and in her business. In an era of declining record sales, Taylor Swift appeals to people that pay a lot for music, girls and their moms. She's held on to her country fans, even as she's gotten huge in pop. And then there's her image. In a welcome deviation from the all-too-familiar story of early success gone wrong, she has been in the spotlight without a single public misstep. Take a look at the crowd at the Staples Center in Los Angeles, where Taylor Swift sold out 4 shows within minutes.
Well, good evening, Los Angeles!
The decibel level here reminds you of the Beatles.
He's got a one-hand beat on the steering wheel, the other on my heart.
It's almost as if she's their spiritual leader. With her message that you can be a good girl, a nice person, and still have fun.
I'm in the room.
Taylor Swift writes her own songs about love and heartbreak and being the ordinary girl next door. She's been called the poet laureate of puberty.
What you're looking for has been here the whole time. If you could see.
Are they great songs, in your opinion? We spoke to Bill Werde, editorial director of Billboard.
Maybe if she looked different, like let's say she wasn't young and cute, I think people would be talking about her as a great songwriter.
So you think that the persona and the fan base and all that almost diminishes?
Yeah, I definitely think it does. You know, I think that it's hard for critics to look at an arena full of screaming 12-year-old girls and say, this is really credible songwriting.
But you say it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no doubt.
All Taylor Swift songs are autobiographical. Love Story grew out of a teenage argument she had with her parents over a boy. They thought he was a creep.
And he was, but I, at the time, just thought he was amazing.
She started thinking
like,
Shakespeare.
oh, no. And I got this pre-chorus in my head that said, you were Romeo, you were throwing pebbles, and my daddy said, stay away from Juliet.
She raced in to work out the chords on her bedroom floor.
Daddy minor, stay away from Juliet. And you're just like, oh, okay, well, that's that.
You were Romeo, you were throwing pebbles, and my daddy said, stay away from Juliet.
I had to fight for that song because when I first played it for, you know, my family and a few people, they were just sort of like,
But you believed in it. You trust yourself.
Yeah, it's almost more fun that way when you have something to prove.
Love Story went to #1 on both Billboard's country and pop songs charts. The first song ever to do that. Proving doubters wrong is a big theme in the tale of Taylor Swift. She started singing when she was still a toddler.
Oh, my love, my darling.
She fell in love with country music, and not as a coal miner's daughter from Kentucky. She's a stockbroker's daughter from Wyomissing, Pennsylvania, who at age 10 began nagging her parents to take her to the mecca of country music.
It was just on repeat, just like a loop, constantly like, how we go to Nashville? Can we go to Nashville? Can we take a trip to Nashville? Hey, so I looked up this tourist brochure about Nashville. Can we go see Nashville?
Spring break 2001. They finally gave in and headed to Mecca, says her mother, Andrea.
Started driving up and down Music Row. And at that point, she would say, Mom, pull over. That's Mercury Records. Let me out.
She was 11, toting CDs of herself singing karaoke songs. And she'd run in?
She would walk up to the receptionist and hand them a demo CD and say, hi, I'm Taylor. I'm 11. I want a record deal. Call me.
Anyone call?
No. Sadly, no.
She spent the next few years performing every chance she got, even in a bar when she was 13.
I I remember there were all these like rock and roll dudes and like biker guys, and I'm like, this is a song that I wrote about the guy who sits next to me in class. And it was just like, you know, sometimes I ended up in the wrong venue, but it was still, it was learning to talk to a crowd regardless of whether it was the crowd that's going to be most susceptible to liking your music.
Somebody at RCA Records liked her music and offered her a 1-year development deal. That's when the Swifts moved to Nashville. Taylor was finally where she belonged, or so she thought.
I would go and turn in songs, and more and more I would just get suggestions that I write, that I sing other people's songs. And, you know, I just didn't want to.
And at that point, she said, my contract's coming up, Mom. I need to just walk. And I thought, you're kidding.
How gutsy was that for a 14-year-old?
Gutsy? No. How about unheard of?
Scott Borchetta was an executive at another label.
You don't have artists walking out of one of the biggest record companies and saying, you know what, I don't think I need another year of development. I'm going to go. All right.
She did it, though.
She absolutely did it at 14.
Borchetta heard Taylor, liked her songs, and offered to sign her as his first artist on a new label he was starting. She took the risk, and it paid off.
As of this week, Speak Now has sold 5 million copies worldwide.
Speak Now is her third multi-platinum album, and she's been on a worldwide 76-city tour to promote it. The show is an extravaganza with aerialists and fireworks on stage and frantic darting about below as Taylor runs in and out of quick change rooms and braces herself inside this glass contraption, preparing to be tossed in the air.
I'm praying that I'm not going to break my leg. I'm like, dear God, I'm very clumsy. I'm not a gymnast. I'm not graceful. Please don't let me break my leg. That's what's going on.
Like big-time musicians today, Taylor makes a bundle on her tours. She's become a brand, with merch, as they say, like T-shirts and show programs, product endorsements, like for CoverGirl. She even owns her own buses. Taylor Swift is big, big business.
Yes, she is.
Well, I've seen figures.
They're big.
100 to 120 million just on this tour.
I've seen those figures.
That's like a major corporation.
Taylor Swift is a major corporation.
And who's at the helm? Look who we found running the management meeting.
It's like they messed with the color.
Unlike other stars of her caliber who sign up with management companies, Taylor created her own. As CEO, she manages herself.
It's fine just because it's subtle.
But it's Taylor's way of tirelessly courting her fans that may be the key to her success.
Hi, pretty.
Remarkably, she spends an hour before every show meeting and greeting and charming.
Do you think it would be okay if I got a picture with you? Would that be okay?
She was a pioneer in using social media to connect personally with her fans.
I'm gonna go sneak up on my dad in a store.
Posting funny video blogs she edits herself with glimpses of her offstage life, making her fans feel like they're part of her close circle of friends. And she's orchestrated her concerts, too, to get as close to her fans as any performer we have ever seen. Halfway through the show, she walks through the audience and sings 3 songs to the people in the back, all while members of her team search the crowd for the most enthusiastic fans and reward them with gold, an invitation to hang out with Taylor after the show. Then Taylor heads back to the stage through the crowd, touching and hugging all over again. And when the crowd roars, her expression of awe, again and again, can be, well, hard to believe. Are you really surprised, or are you just kind of putting it on?
I'm really surprised every time I see a crowd like that, because I never thought I'd get to play to a crowd like that.
So when you go, it's real?
Does it look like that? Great.
One of the things her fans love about her is that she laughs at herself, as in this video with rapper T-Pain.
I need sweat. buzz, yo. What?
poking fun at her squeaky clean image and turning her uncoolness into cool.
You guys bleeped me and I didn't even say anything. I didn't even swear.
She didn't even swear?
Right here, please.
Taylor Swift has won just about every music award there is, including the industry's highest honor,
Taylor Swift.
the Grammy for Album of the Year in 2010. But the few setbacks in her meteoric career
Taylor Swift.
have come, ironically, on award nights,
I'm gonna let you finish.
as when Kanye West grabbed the mic from her, and the time she sang a live duet with Stevie Nicks at the Grammys off-key. One nasty review said she had killed her career overnight and was too young and dumb to understand the mistake she had made.
The things that were said about me by this dude floored me and like leveled me, and I don't have thick skin. I hate reading criticisms. You never like get past things hurting you.
But then Taylor did her thing and turned the wound into a song.
You, with your words like knives and swords and weapons that you use against me,
The hit single, Mean.
got me feeling like a nothing.
And in the music video, Taylor broadened it beyond herself to a boy in a locker room reading a fashion magazine, a girl who shows up wearing something different. The song has taken on a life of its own, a sort of anti-bullying, anti-meanness anthem. There's a deep, deep connection here. As one of her fans told us, Taylor lets us know it's okay to be ourselves. Scott Borchetta said she's a cultural leader and she knows it.
Well, I definitely think about a million people when I'm getting dressed in the morning. And that's just part of my life now. And
You're a role model, and you know it.
I think it's my responsibility to know it and to be conscious of it. And it would be really easy to say, you know, I'm 21 now. I do what I want. You raise your kids. But it's not the truth of it. The truth of it is that every singer out there with songs on the radio is raising the next generation. So make your words count.
What's it like to achieve your dream so early?
You know, it's great.
The answer is it's great.
You know, it's not bad. And it just means I have a lot of time to figure out how I'm going to prove myself over and over and over again, and I have time to do it.
Go to 60minutesovertime.com for a look backstage and behind the scenes at a Taylor Swift concert.